Hello and welcome to another video from Toy Polloi. Today we're going to take a look at the Battle of Galactica Studio Tour ride that featured at the Universal Studios theme park in California. But from 1979 to 1992 on the backlot tour, which was the sort of tram ride that you used to be able to get around the backlots of the studio, as you can see here, there was a Battlestar Galactica section called Battle of Galactica, and over the years I've collected a few items from this. There aren't that many items to find out there, and I've only got a few so far, but it's a hard thing to collect. If you want to collect this, be prepared to wait a long time to find anything. In front of me here we have the 20th anniversary brochure, which is a pretty standard thing to find. You can find these fairly easily online, and this is a good place to start because this shows you lots of images from the backlot, and there's a double page spread as we see here which shows the Battle of Galactica ride. So you can see here there's Cylons, there's lasers, and there's lots of just nice information about the ride. I was unlucky never to actually see this ride, but it's something I've been interested in for years, and finding things like this with the great images in really adds to my appreciation of Battlestar Galactica. As with all theme parks, you can always pick up postcards, and here we have a pretty nice postcard showing a Daggett and the monkey that played him. As part of the sort of Battlestar Galactica exhibits there, the animal show featured Livingston in, as does it say here, Ray Berwick's animal show, and he would dress as a Daggett sometimes. These postcards, there are a few different types of them with different images on. Again, these are actually pretty easy to come by, so it's just quick searches on eBay and you'll find people selling some of these Battlestar Galactica postcards, so nice items to pick up. Now the next item I have is probably the rarest, and I've never seen another one of these, and this is a Battlestar Galactica snow dome. Unfortunately some of the water has sort of evaporated out of this over the years, but you can see on the front here you've got two Cylons on a seesaw that sort of seesaws back and forth, and in the background you have a recreation of the building that was part of the Battle of Galactica ride. Now this item I picked up about 10 years ago, and I have never seen another item like this anywhere. I've asked around and I've not found anyone who has one of these, or even you know, knows where to get one. So as far as value goes for this, to me this is priceless, because it's just something you never see, and I'd be very unlikely to see this again in my collecting time. As well as that, I have an equally rare item, I would say, which is a plastic bag. So when you bought your toys or bits from one of the shops in Universal Studios, you'd be given it in this plastic bag. I picked this up again off eBay about 15 years ago, and I only paid about $1 for it, and it's the sort of thing that you would just stick straight in the bin. So finding these sort of items is incredibly hard, and I don't think I've ever seen another one of these in anyone's collections. So if anyone out there does have one, please get in touch, because I'd be interested to chat to you if you knew anything more about it. But a particularly rare item. Now we're going to move on to probably my favourite item, and again another thing that you're unlikely to see anywhere else. And here we have the highlight of my Battle of Galactica collection, and that's an outfit worn by one of the actors that ran around on the set of Battle of Galactica as you chawed around it in the sort of studio cart. As you can see, I have a large chunk of the outfit. I've got a jacket, a knitted top, and some well, boot covers that are called puttees. So let's take a closer look at this outfit, and I'll point out some key points and details as we go along. The outfit is based exactly on the ones worn in the show by Richard Hatch and Dirk Benedict as Starbuck and Apollo, and as you can see it contains all the same detailing. The buckles use the same latch fastenings that the ones on this show did, so you can close them like that, and then by pressing a button in the middle they open. The emblems are exactly the same as they were on the show, and these are in fact the ones that were produced at the time specifically for Battlestar Galactica. So you can see on the back they have two little fastenings that hold them in place. There's also braiding around the top of the undershirt and on the front of the shirt. Again, this is the exact same stuff that was used in the show, as these outfits were produced at the same time, although they were used for far longer, so they're a little bit more worn than the ones you'd have seen in the show, because they only made a limited number and were worn by the actors over and over again, day in, day out, so they've suffered a little bit with age. On the arms you have the emblem as seen on the original outfits. Again, this is the same badges that were made at the time. These aren't reproductions, so these are the original ones that were produced for the show. The jacket itself is made of a slightly more orangey brown fabric than the originals. This could be just fading due to age, but the inside of it looks the same as the outside colouring, so I'm guessing that it was just a slightly lighter material than the original ones produced for the show, which are a little bit of a darker brown colour. An interesting thing to note is that the undershirt is actually short sleeve. I'm guessing that performing in these things in the hot California sun was pretty hot and hard going work, so with a thick jacket on top and the undershirt underneath, it was better that they were short sleeve to keep the actors a little bit cooler. As well as the jacket and top, I have a pair of puttees, which are sort of fake boot tops that you can put over normal shoes. As you can see here, they look a lot like the boots worn by the Battlestar Galactica crew, but are in fact just a sort of a cheap reproduction of the top part. The puttees are a sort of leather type material. I think these are not actual leather, with a bit of detailing down one side, and they would have been worn over the top of a normal pair of shoes. As you can see here, you just wrap them around the leg, and using some Velcro they attach in place, and they produce a quite convincing pair of Battlestar Galactica boots. And I'm guessing for the studio this would have been cheaper than buying the right size boots for all of their actors, as these can be transferred from one person to another, and that person can just provide their own shoes. And so there we have it. I've been searching for years for more information on this costume, but have found very little about it. There's a little bit of information on the top that it's made by Broadway knitting mills, but that's just for the undershirt. There's no other details on it. So if anyone out there has any information about the Battle of Galactica ride, or about the costumes and any more details, please get in touch, as I'd be very interested to know. So that's all the stuff I have for Battle of Galactica. A bit of a niche collection there, but it's quite an interesting thing to look into if you're a Battlestar Galactica fan. Hope that's been of interest to you all, and thanks for watching.